We're building on our knowledge of slope now to talk about it in different types of situations. So right now we're going to look at slope as grade. Now you can see right here it's saying the slope of a road is often called the grade of the road. But grade is given as a percentage of the rise out of the run. So it's basically taking your slope, which is rise out of run, and converting it to a percentage, or using that percentage to understand some things about the road. So we'll look at this example. Very simple. It says a road has a grade of 7%. What is the slope of the road as a fraction? So what we do know, one thing for sure, is that percentage is always out of 100. So what that leads me to is 7%. If that's the grade, that's the same thing as 7 out of 100. 7% is 7 out of 100. This is the slope of the road. So what does that actually tell us? That tells us that the road rises 7 meters for every 100 meters that it moves horizontally. Or another way to say it is, if you're traveling on this road and it has a 7% grade, that means if you were going 100 kilometers, this road would rise 7 kilometers for every 100 it goes along. But we usually talk about it as meters. Now, it's saying, what is the angle of elevation of this road? Well, to do this, we have to draw a diagram, and we have to then use our knowledge of trig. So if this was our road, and it's going, we got a part here, but this is the actual road going up. So if this was the road we're traveling on, we could say it rises 7 meters for every 100 meters that it moves along horizontally. Because up top here, remember, slope is always rise over run. So there's a 7-meter rise for every 100-meter run. What is the angle of elevation? Elevation means going up. That means I'm looking for this angle right here. Now this comes back to trig. We have a right triangle. Across from this angle we're trying to find, this is opposite. Next to this angle is my adjacent. And if we go back to this, which you had a lot of practice with in the trig unit, so GTOA, that's talking about tangent. So we'd say the tangent of this unknown angle is the opposite side divided by the adjacent side. The tangent of this unknown angle is the opposite, which is 7, over the adjacent, which is 100. And then if we remember to find an angle, this is when we do the inverse tan. So we have to use our calculator here, and this will tell us our angle of elevation. But before we do that, it's been a while since we've been working with trig, so you want to make sure that your calculator is actually set in degree mode. Right now, mine's in radians, so I'm going to go down, set it to degrees, and come out and do my calculation. So the inverse tan of 7 over 100 is roughly 4 degrees. So the angle of elevation in here is a 4 degrees rise. So the road has a 4 degrees steepness to it, basically. And that's what grade talks about. It takes slope and relates it to something on the road.